Margaret, Dexter Realty. We are here today at my new listing in Mariner Village, Steveston Richmond. And I am so pleased to have the opportunity to invite two award winning interior designer, Yvonne Littlewood and Mike Lukowski, to share some of their ideas and expertise on how to give this home a new little lift, and whether it be modernizing or opening up of some space, or just maximizing some space. And yeah, so I can't wait to hear what they have to say about this. Take it away, Yvonne and Mike.
Thanks, Margaret. It's really great to thank you for having us in this space and be able to walk through the house with you and kind of go over some awesome features of this architecture, this layout, and just kind of go over ideas of things that you could do to improve this space and really make it a nice home for your family.
So when looking at different spaces, we'll just highlight what we like to look for in general, and this unit definitely has that. The biggest thing is light and height, really.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The structural bones of this place is fantastic.
Feels so open in here. It's
Yeah,
great.
people pay a lot of money to have this kind of openness, so the fact that you already have it, you don't even have to add that. You have lots of skylights throughout the unit, tons of windows on every wall, and actually the views too. So you have privacy. There's lots of patio space and trees and stuff giving you that privacy surrounding the area.
So I think also, if I can just interject too, I would just say it's all really about bringing the outside in. So I think we have so much light. I think if you can kind of simplify the space a little bit, clean it up, I think it'll just bring the color in from the outside. And
and so one thing that we suggest to do to all renovations, even for our own, whether it's a big budget project or a smaller budget, in units like this, it's more of a lipstick fix that you can get away with, in the sense that you just need to update the flooring and paint and wall coverings. Those are the biggest things. And when you do flooring, you need to do the baseboards too. But just doing those things alone, this unit would look so much better and so much fresher and updated. But the architecture is so key that because of that, you don't need to make these big fixes.
yeah, you just do little details everywhere. It all comes together, and I think you can highlight the architecture, and everything will be beautiful and cohesive.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a look at this is the dining space, and we can go into the kitchen and kind of see what's possible that we can do there.
Because when you're renovating, and even if you're not staying in the place and you want to do almost a flip, you want to concentrate your money on the kitchen, and then the washrooms. But what's nice about this unit is the floor plan is really, I would say, open already, but you can open it up a bit more to give it a more of a modern feel. So this is the kitchen here. If you were to open it up a little bit to even just the dining room, this whole floor would feel a lot bigger. So we'll just walk on into
Let's take a look at the kitchen.
Yeah. And see what it would feel like if you opened it up. This is the dining area here.
Right.
And then you have the patio just off here.
Yeah.
So if you were to open up the kitchen in any manner, the wall to the dining room, it would feel a lot bigger. But there's also quick fixes you can do where you don't need to demo walls or anything like that to save on time and budget.
So this space, it feels a little bit cramped to me. I think it's not utilized properly. We've got this really heavy floating cabinet here that just really blocks your eye from going through, and just feels like the kitchen could be so much bigger, but it makes it so small. So I think there's several things you could do, whether it's quick fixes or more intensive, but I think definitely taking this out will open it up a little bit more. Using lighter finishes, again, will not feel so claustrophobic and so cramped in here.
And when Mike says lighter finishes, if you don't have the budget to be replacing countertops or even the kitchen cabinets, you can almost paint anything, really. Even countertops, you can refinish yourself. But there's quick fixes, and we've done them ourselves. We've even bought things off Craigslist, like appliances or something, to save that extra buck. And that helps a long way. But in a kitchen like this, you really want to replace finishes to lighten it up, like Mike said, and appliances. And that's a big ticket item. If you have more of a budget, I would highly recommend replacing the cabinets and actually taking over this breakfast nook area. A lot of people don't use breakfast nooks if you don't have the space, because you already have a dining area.
I think you're within such a close proximity, you're doubling up kind of on the duties. And I think what I would suggest, if maybe you did want to have another eating area, possibly maybe doing an island or extending this counter here. That way it gives you a little bit of flexibility with how you can.
Because this area is really bright. It's got
It's
it's
fantastic.
got
And again,
two
this-
windows and a skylight.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic, and I think if you really want to highlight these features,
Yeah. So whether if you have the budget to extend the kitchen all the way and like add more storage to this wall, for example, or you just want to extend the countertop a little bit and have more storage and paint things, either way, this kitchen could look a lot brighter and bigger in just doing those small changes. So
there's
Yeah.
different ways of really utilizing the space more efficiently. And
yeah.
but otherwise, you could just even just doing simple fixes in the meantime, and then potentially major.
Mhm. It has all the potential.
Yeah,
the
it's-
kitchen here.
Honestly, you just want to be here because of this light. It's so. I think it'd be amazing to cook in here if you had a big island and you're
Yeah.
preparing. You can really see things clearly, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
really nice.
You
I
have
do
the
like the
space.
idea of taking the overhead cabinet
I think this really is.
because it's
Either way, if you were to do nothing in this kitchen, I would at least take this off because again,
Yeah.
it opens it up and it would make a really dramatic impact. I believe just simple things like that. I think
Yeah.
And you have this whole wall here. Like you could just add storage.
You could easily.
You
That's
you
right.
could go to IKEA and grab some cabinets. They don't
Mhm.
actually have to be the same cabinet finish. You could do a light and dark
There's creative
Mhm.
ways of.
combination. Yeah. So, but that's even if you need the storage. A lot of people these days may not actually want the uppers because they might not be filling the cabinets with the storage. But if you have a family and you need the extra space, you have it here. Because there's a lot of, there's actually even storage here. I think the fridge is supposed to go
I think
here.
the fridge is supposed to go here, yeah. And so I think there's even narrower fridges too. Sometimes you can get counter depths,
Mhm.
counter depth fridges, so it won't stick out as much. And
yeah.
there's
I think
simple-
you can get a more narrow profile fridge.
Definitely, there's. I mean, in Europe
Yeah.
they do it all the time. There's so many compact appliances.
Exactly.
and I think
Right.
there's different ways of really maximizing the space, and again, I think it's not a big kitchen, so I think maybe doing something a little bit more extensive wouldn't be too
Mhm.
crazy.
And I would say there's almost like 3 tiers of doing a kitchen. You could just, in regards to price, you could just refinish and add storage. So keep the existing cabinets other than these uppers. The next step, you could just go to IKEA too and not even change the layout of the kitchen, but update the cabinets that way. Or you can actually totally remodel and take
And
full-
reconfigure.
and
Yeah.
reconfigure and take advantage. You would
Different
have a
tiers.
big kitchen here with lots of storage if you did that.
Yeah.
It's a bigger ticket item, but you definitely get the space and your money back if you were to ever
Absolutely.
resell 100 times over.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
The kitchen is the heart of the home, so you really want it to be a
Mhm.
feature. And
Yeah, and then we said earlier to simplify the space. Always, and this kind of situation too, I would do the same flooring throughout.
Yeah.
It makes it feel bigger, more cohesive. And when you redo flooring, you really need to redo the baseboards anyways because they're popping them up. These are a little dated, but just having a simple baseboard change will make it look a little cleaner and fresher.
Yeah. So right now it's got carpet and also linoleum probably.
I think you could do a nice hardwood all throughout, and it would just, again, that would kind of give the illusion of a bigger space as well.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
Yeah.
it makes a big impact, such a small.
Yeah. And speaking of flooring, let's go take a look downstairs
Oh,
in the family room. What
yes.
kind of flooring we have
We
there?
are gonna head out to downstairs where it's a split level style, and at the end of the lower level we have coming into a very what would be the way to describe this room from a design point of
A
view?
little bit nostalgic, I think.
Yeah, nostalgic. Yeah, I
I
like.
would say it's.
So you get wood panel. You get this a very
It has a lot of personality. This room. It's
yeah.
got a
Actually,
lot
I
of-
do.
Yeah,
One of my favorite one of my favorite feature of this room is this fireplace.
I love this fireplace.
This is gorgeous.
I think these tones are fantastic. I think you can really work with this fireplace and really make it a really nice feature.
Yeah.
Just by again simplifying this space, getting rid of this dark color on these walls, lighter finish floor, and this will just really pop. I think.
Would you think that to carry through the same type of flooring into this room if you are to change?
I think it's a possibility.
I think you need to look at your lifestyle. If you have
Mm.
a dog and kids, having a durable flooring that goes throughout, because it's a split, would probably be a great idea because you're going to be a lot of traffic, foot traffic is going to be coming
Right.
out.
Ooh.
But with that being said, you
Because there is a
Yeah.
patio door that goes out to
Yeah,
this
I can see.
very
Depending
nice
on the
sunny.
product,
fenced backyard. It's actually a really, really nice, a big backyard.
It's huge, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
and it's fenced.
Doesn't need a ton of work, just furniture and
Right.
your items outside. I wasn't.
Again, I think it feels really, the space feels so enclosed. I think, again, working with the outside a little bit, just taking out these curtains and bringing that outside in would be.
And like Mike said earlier, making it lighter, what you can do, again, which would be really highly recommended, is changing the lighting in this space for sure. Updating it. These are fluorescent lights, and you really need something.
It's not the
A little
healthiest
warmer.
of light, and I think just switching out the lighting, maybe creating some feature lighting, maybe even doing some sconces, depending how the room is used, whether it's an entertainment space or family room. I think those are really key features defining what this space is going to be as well, so that you can make it function for that space and or multiple activities.
And one big ticket item we haven't mentioned yet in this room that you can clearly see that's making it really feel dark and heavy is this wood paneling, fake wood paneling. What you could do to save on time and budget, you could just paint it lighter, and then you'd have a fake, almost shiplap feel to it, which is.
Bit of a texture.
It's actually a really cool thing to do if you can get away with it. Otherwise, I would recommend removing it and just making it feel more open. Because unfortunately, having that dark tone and then the lack of lighting and all the dark materials and textures in here really make this room feel dark, heavy, and even smaller than it necessarily is.
The dark just pulls and sucks in all the light, so it's really feels like we're in a bit of a basement, but we're not. And I think
We're not. We're above ground.
And again, I think these lights, I think they make you feel a little bit more like in a garage or. So I think simple fixes and just highlighting this fireplace, you can really have a nice.
I honestly have to say this is still one of my favorite. It is. Even from the first time I've seen it, it's like wow.
I think it's quite timeless.
You don't even need to refinish it. You can just keep it. It's gorgeous.
It's in beautiful condition.
A nice natural tone. Yeah, great condition. And again, like just opening up. One thing we do suggest, this is kind of dated, but the box over the windows, just update the window coverings. And this is pretty easy to tear out.
I'll have matching coverings too. We got a little mismatched right now, so I think again, little details will bring it all together and it'll be very cohesive.
Yeah, you can make a big impact with a little bit of money and hard work in this space. I think we can go on to some other spaces because there's the washroom on this lower level that we'd like to talk about. You can really, you can do a few things. You can either do a quick lipstick fix, or what I would suggest that we talked about is there's this massive linen closet
So
here.
let me just show where the powder room is. So the powder room is just right here. And it's actually a really spacious powder. For a powder room, it's got really good space. So you've got your counter, and so I have to say I was expecting much smaller, but when I walked in here the first time, I was like, whoa, there's actually a really good space in here. So then we also have a what we call linen closet, probably.
A very deep linen closet, yeah.
Yeah, so let me just show that.
These are like, look at my arm. It's really, really deep. Which is great for storage, but if you can, we would actually suggest adding this space to the powder room and turning this into a shower, because there's so much space in that powder room. It's really big as well. Adding this linen closet space to that and putting in a shower is gonna give you a full washroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from a functionality as a family, it's so much easier. And also for future resale, just having that full bath, 3 full baths.
I think that the space is a little bit awkward with the toilet positioning. I think having this closet here gives you a lot of flexibility to what you could rearrange the space to be a little bit nicer.
Yeah, and if you don't have the budget and the time to take on such a big piece here, what you can do with washrooms, if you're not relocating plumbing, we usually suggest updating the vanity. You can find deals. You can go on Craigslist and buy secondhand IKEA cabinets and make something work, because just updating the vanity, replacing it, as well as the plumbing fixtures, the sink and the faucet, make a huge difference. The mirror you can even keep, but updating the lighting and doing that is a big deal. When it comes to wallpaper, you can paint over it. Ideally, you'd probably want to try to take it off. It's a little bit of work, but it's a lot better than painting wallpaper that will start to peel off in a few years. Yeah. So.
Indeed.
But speaking of wallpaper, I think we can go upstairs.
That's
and
right.
Take a look at
There's definitely one
There's some more
wallpaper.
nostalgia upstairs. I think.
Yeah, let's go.
Quite a treat. You don't see that every day.
You certainly don't.
And speaking again.
And just showing it again, the grand vault ceiling, because every time when I walk in here, it is so high and so airy, very, very spacious. It really makes the unit feel big. So we are gonna go upstairs now, and I know Mike and Yvonne's already headed upstairs. Okay, so because it is split level, all the staircases are very short. They're not long. They're only a couple of steps. Well, I shouldn't say couple, but maybe 5-6 steps each. So speaking of wallpaper and speaking of bathroom, we're gonna go up to the main hallway bath. And it does have a beautiful skylight. Again, brings in lots of natural light.
Gorgeous, yeah. No, light, it's worth it.
I think doing your makeup here in the morning,
I would love it.
I think the lighting is so fantastic.
But speaking of the layout, at least of the washroom, this is great too. This is very functional. So if you don't have a ton of money or a budget at the time, you can just do quick fixes. Everything's in really good condition in this unit. It's just a little dated, some things, and I'd even argue that it might be coming back, some of these things in style. So yeah, but what you can do is again update. In this case, the mirror I would replace, because no one cares for medicine cabinets so much anymore. But the vanity you can update, and then flooring, and then the walls again. You can repaint over wallpaper, but maybe replacing it just because it does peel.
I think in a space like this washroom, it might be a good idea to maybe peel it off. There's a lot of moisture in this room.
That's what I was
it's the shower.
thinking, yeah.
So I think, like Yvonne was saying, you could probably paint over it, but I think you might start seeing imperfections, and I think it would be worth it too for the longevity of the space to put something that's a bit more durable and.
Yeah, and then flooring options you can, because it's a smaller space, you can get away with maybe something you pick up at a local a store, something like that. Anything that can work, you can get a small amount. You don't have to buy it for the whole floor, because this is where the bedrooms are located on this floor, the upper one. So the rest of the space might be wood, or it could be carpet, depending on what you like. But quick fixes, fixtures, you can update, you can get away, because they're in such good conditions, with not updating, for example, the toilet or the bath combo. They're really neutral colors, they're not pink. So you're okay with leaving them. Yeah. But
wasn't the avocado green?
You know what, which would be really cool right now. But if you do have the budget, I would update and redo the tile, and then as well as replace shower and toilet if you can.
Yeah, even just replacing the fixtures sometimes makes a really big impact too. Just new faucet, maybe new sink. Sometimes little things like that can really make a big change.
But great amount of light, huge space in here. You really don't need to change much.
You know, I actually even like these doors. I think could be debatable. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I think if you were to pick your
let's showcase the door.
All right.
So the nice thing is, like, the wood tone it's really clean, good condition, no chips, anything like that.
Yeah.
The one thing I would update, if you were actually to keep this, you could refinish this, but you just need to update the hardwood.
It would really make it look like a new door, and maybe even reuse this finish color somewhere else. And again, that will bring that cohesive. You know, it'll be cohesive, and it'll feel like it was intentional. So I think it's being clever with kind of reusing materials and.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and then let's keep going with the washrooms since we're on a roll. There is the ensuite for the master bedroom.
Oh, yeah,
we can talk about that one, and then we can finish with the bedrooms, because I think we'll have the same comments for most of the rooms.
You lead the way.
Yeah, so the nice thing is you have this giant master bedroom, and you have your ensuite just off to the side. The previous owner looks like they actually updated the shower somewhat recently, or at least it's in really, really good condition.
It was updated.
Yeah, there you go. You can tell. But it's great, and it's actually this large walk-in shower. So you could keep this. If you do have the budget, I would update and tile and change the fixtures again. But same comment to the other washroom. The amount of light you get in here isn't too bad, because you do have windows, but redoing the walls, so taking off the wallpaper, especially in this one, and then updating the vanity and the mirror as well, and light fixtures in this room I would probably update as well.
You don't like the globe?
You know what? I actually like this light fixture, but not in this setting.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's very, it has a lot of character.
I know, it does.
Yeah. So, but
Oh.
great layout. It's nice and big. Like, you can really work with this space.
All right.
So, washrooms and kitchens are the biggest things to renovate and biggest
For sure.
costs. But
That's
the,
really what you'll notice, and you
Mhm.
use those spaces every day too. So I think you really want them to function for you, and you want it to
Mhm.
you want to enjoy your
But the nice thing about this unit is all the washrooms and then the kitchen have a great layout, bone structure, light, everything. You can do a little bit or you can do a lot, and I think either way you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck, and you're going to be way more comfortable in a space like that. But regarding the other spaces like the bedrooms, so we can talk about this now.
Why would you have the other bedrooms? Because they're pretty exciting as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Doesn't that just put a smile on your face? It put a smile on my face.
Yeah, this
Oh
one
my
is really
gosh.
bright and cheery.
It could be a little much, but yes, I do like it. Yay!
It's
We
got
come into the
character.
yellow room.
So all the bedrooms are pretty big, but the easy thing with the bedrooms is refinishing the walls and changing the flooring and baseboards.
Baseboards, yeah.
It's pretty simple.
I think with a house like this, there's a lot going on. So I think you still need your eyes need a rest. You still want this is a home is a tranquil place, so you really want it to be relaxing. And I think when there's so much going on, you kind of need a break and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And then talking about needing a break, relaxing. You also don't want to take away from the views because this unit is so private. Like if you just look outside this window here, like you don't even notice the views because of the wallpaper. You can actually see the water from here. So in this scenario, I would keep the room more
Oh my
neutral.
gosh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I would keep the room more neutral, update it with some paint, make it brighter, and change the window coverings. Take
Yeah.
advantage of that view.
No.
That's what you should be highlighting, not this wallpaper. But again, easy fixes, right?
And if you really like the wallpaper, you could maybe take a piece and frame it and have it as artwork, and that's your little token of nostalgia, I think.
Yeah, and then we can go check out. Actually, let's go back to the master bedroom because this applies to all the rooms in regards to storage space.
All right.
So again, updating the flooring. You might want to show the flooring in this situation, Margaret. You have a lot of multiple floorings going on in just this hallway. You could go all carpet in the rooms, but in the more cohesive flooring you have throughout the space, the better the.
So you've got this, and then you got this,
And then you have this one.
and then you have this one.
Yeah, it's a lot. So bedrooms, window coverings, baseboards, flooring, if you can do that, and then of course taking away the wallpaper and just painting things to make it lighter. But if you can go ahead and do this, there's tons of storage space in all the bedrooms, the closet spaces. But what would be really nice if you can manage to do this, I would actually open up this closet and then put built-in storage. And you can get built-in storage. You can even go to IKEA and get a lot of designers actually do that, just get the box, and then you can customize how you want your storage and everything. And you will appreciate that, and so will the next people if they're going to buy your
Yeah,
home.
for
That
sure.
is a big selling point. So you have that space, and that's not too hard to do by just taking out the header and then building built-in. But if you don't want to, you have great amount of storage in all the bedrooms here.
Wonderful.
Yeah, those are, I think, quick
Yeah,
tips.
there's we could go on and on for days. I think there's so many different options, and I think it depends again on the user. But there's the important thing to know is there's possibilities and there's ways to.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you work with designers. Because
Yeah.
then they
Pictures
can
up
work with
idea,
you
and then-
and work with your budget and trying to work within the parameter to get the best achievable results.
Yes. Having those resources, having Margaret, She knows lots of people up her sleeves. We know people as well. So whether you want to do a small renovation where you just need help picking paint colors, and then I only have this much of a budget, how do I allocate this to what spaces? Those are the kind of questions you can ask people, professionals like us, because we know budget. We know where you should put your money, and also you want to create a home that you want to be comfortable in.
Home is such a personal space. You want it to work for you. So
So Margaret has the connections, we have, and the expertise, and then we have expertise as well, and we can always help you in any
You're my connections.
There you go. But regardless, this home has a beautiful structure. It has lots of light. It has such good bones. You can spend a little bit or a lot, and you'll really make this place a beautiful home.
Something really special.
Oh, wonderful.
Thanks,
Well, thank
Margaret.
you so much for sharing your ideas. And, do you have a website to?
So we're actually a new company starting up, Pause Company. You can reach out to us. Margaret has our contacts, and we'll share that as well. But our website just says coming soon at the moment. We're swamped right now with projects, so
All right.
but we're also taking on projects as well. So if anyone needs help, any scale right now, we have some full renovations going on, but we also do new builds, and then we do smaller things like this. So even if it's just a consultation on what the possibilities of our
something like this, just a walkthrough and just
we love doing this. We do it for ourselves, and we love to help other people do it as well.
Well, there you have it. This is Mike Lukowski and Yvonne Littlewood, and we are so grateful for you and your time today in here and sharing some of your thoughts and your feedback. And I'm sure if you're thinking of this home or any other home, to be honest on that matter, and if you wanted to have them to even just do it as simple as a consultation or maybe do a design work, I'm sure they will be happy to help. So thank you. Stay tuned. This is Margaret, Dexter Associates, and see you next time.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.